Today we are going to read a poem, and this poem is written by Shirley Toulson, and name of the poem is A Photograph. The poem A Photograph is actually written by Shirley Toulson, and in this poem she recalls, means she remembers her mother and her memories while looking at a childhood photograph when her mother was 12 years old or so. Means she actually had taken a photograph in her hands, and this photograph was, you can say, it belonged to her mother, and her two girl cousins, they are actually smiling when they had taken this photograph. And after so many years, the this photograph was taken in her hands by Shirley Toulson, by the poetess, and she actually was explaining her grief on her mother's loss, because she has lost her mother now. And after her death, Shirley Toulson was looking at the photograph again, and how she was feeling, how she was actually missing her mother. This poem is actually telling about this thing only. And the poem is actually a tribute of the poet's mother, to the poet's mother, and she is looking at an old photograph of her mother which has a frame of cardboard, and the picture has three more girl cousins in three cousins, in which the middle one is the oldest and the tallest one. Now I am going to read the poem from the very first line. The cardboard shows me how it was when the two girl cousins went paddling, each one holding one of my mother's hands, and she, the big girl, some 12 years or so. What is the meaning? The cardboard. Cardboard here actually signifies the, you can say, in the past the people, they used to collect their photographs, and these photographs were preserved by, and they were preserving these photographs by pasting them on a thick hard paper like cardboard, and then on this kind of these kind of papers or hard cardboards, they would paste their photograph, and then these photographs will be preserved, and they are going to be framed with glass also. So the cardboard shows me how it was when the two girl cousins, Shirley Toulson was having this cardboard, that photograph that belonged to her mother was in the hands of Shirley Toulson, and she was looking at the photograph, and in the photograph not only her mother was there, but she was actually accompanied by two girl cousins. And all these three children, all these three girls, they were paddling. Paddling here means that these children, they were actually moving with bare feet. They had not, you can say, worn anything in their feet, and they were bare feet, and they were enjoying, you can say, walk around the, or maybe near the seashore at the beach, each one holding one of my mother's hands, and she, the big girl, some 12 years or so, each one hold one of my mother's hands. All these two girl cousins, they were holding the hands of Shirley Toulson's mother, and they were enjoying their stroll. They were moving near the seashore, some 12 years or so. And maybe, and she, the big, this girl who was actually Shirley Toulson's mother, she was maybe 12 years old at that time when the photograph was taken. She was 12 years old. All three stood still to smile through their hair, and all these three children, all these three girls, they were smiling through their hair. Why through their hair? Because at that time they were near the seashore, and a lot of strong wind was moving, and that is why their hair started falling on their faces. But still, through their hair, though the day was windy, they were smiling. And why they were smiling? Because the uncle, there was an uncle of theirs, and he was trying to take the photograph because he had the camera. So the uncle was trying to take a snap of these three girl cousins, and at that time, because of the wind, their hair were falling on their faces. A sweet face. Now this line is very important. Why sweet face is written here? Because at that time when the photograph was taken, Shirley Toulson, the poetess's mother, was maybe 12 years old, and she was quite young. She was quite pretty and beautiful, and she had a very beautiful sweet face. My mother's, that was before I was born, and that is why she has written that this face belonged to her mother when she was, you can say, 12 years old, and the poetess Shirley Toulson was not born. It was before her, you can say, birth. And the sea, which appears to have changed less, washed their terribly transient feet. And now this is very important, why she has written that her mother was very pretty at that time, and the sea which appears to have changed less, because the sea has not changed at all for last these many years. Because she actually, the poetess Shirley Toulson, wanted to compare. And what she wanted to compare? She wanted to compare the human beings, because they are transient. Transient here means they are short lived. Short lived here means that they are actually having a very short life. They are not permanent. They are going to die. They are going to get old one day. So that is why she has written that the sea has not appeared to changed, you can say, to have any change at all for last so many years. The sea is quite pretty. Sea is same. Sea has the same water, same shining, you can say, waves that that it had got for last many years. But the human beings, they are prone to change. They would die, they would get a change with the passage of time. So there is a comparison between the natural beauty which never changes, and on the other hand the human beings who are prone to change, who are not permanent, who have a short life on this earth. Which appears to have changed less, washed their terribly transient feet. Now, this word terribly and transient, these two words have the same alphabet in the beginning, that is t, terribly transient. So t sound is coming again and again. It means that alliteration is used here, and alliteration generally is used by the poet to show or maybe to stress on some particular idea. And what is that particular idea here? That the poetess actually wanted to tell us that the human beings, they are mortal. Mortal means they would die. They are not present in this world forever. They would never stay forever. Their life is temporary. So she says that the sea has not changed over the last so many years, but her mother had lost her beauty. She had a beautiful face when she was 12 years old, but after these many years, she would have lost her beauty, but the sea had the same beauty, and it is not changing with the passage of time. And at that time when the photograph was taken, the feet of the children or of poetess's mother, they were actually being washed. But these feet, these tender जो नाजुक पाँव हैं, they are actually going to change. They are terribly transient feet, means they were changed with the passage of time. But beauty of sea would not change. Some 20-30 years later, she would laugh at the snapshot. Now, this is the second paragraph. In the first paragraph, she actually told us that her mother was only 12 years old. But in this paragraph, she has told us that her mother would be in her 30s or 40s, and she would be going through her middle age. So after 20-30 years of taking this photograph, years later, she would laugh. Who is she here? She means, again, poetess's mother. The mother would laugh at the snapshot. She would take her own snapshot, her own photograph in her hands, and she would say, see Betty and Dolly. This Betty and Dolly, these are the names of her girl cousins. So she would take her own photograph in her hands, and she would say, and look at how they dressed us for the beach. Means she would be pretty, you can say, amused. She would be really happy, and maybe she would be amused to see that how differently, how uniquely these three girl cousins were dressed for the beach. Because at that time they were only small kids, maybe 10, 12, or maybe 8 years old. And at that time these three girl cousins, they were actually going for beach holiday. And at that time, because they were small kids, they were having very small dresses. And these dresses really made her amused. She was pretty happy to see, or maybe it was really unique thing for her to notice that how differently these girl cousins were dressed for the sea holiday. The sea holiday was her past, mine is her laughter. Both rye with the labored ease of loss. This line is very important. The sea holiday was her past. What is the meaning of this line? That the sea holiday actually belonged to the past memories of the mother. And mine is her laughter means, for poetess, for this Shirley Toole's son, her mother's laughter had become the past memory. So the laughter of the mother was poetess's past, and the sea holiday was actually belong to the past of the mother. Both things are actually belong to the past. And both, again, both here means the sea holiday, which was the past of the mother, and the laughter of the mother, which was, you can say, the past of Shirley Toulson, that is poet. Both these things, both these incidents rye with the laborities of loss. Again, a very important line. Please underline this word rye. Rye here means, you can say, twisted with an expression of unhappiness or disappointment. Twisted faces would be called as wry. So she says, both wry with the laborities of loss. Means both here means mother and the poetess's mother and poet. And both here means the sea holiday and the laughter of the mother. Both wry with the labored ease of loss. Both these things are actually related with the past, and both are amusing but still disappointing, as the state of feeling sense of loss associated with them. Means this sense of loss is quite painful to bear. Both are actually not able to come out of this pain naturally, but they are actually forcing themselves. Both mother and this girl Shirley Toulson, they both are trying their best to come out of the pain and the grief, because mother was missing her past, and the poetess was missing her mother's laughter. So both things are belonging to the past, and both these things are actually related to their past. But these people, mother and the poetess, they are trying to get out of this. They are laboring hard, they are working hard, they are trying their best to come out of this loss. But that is not natural. They are able to get some pleasure out of all these things, but this is not natural. That is why she has written here labored ease. Now these two words are actually opposite of each other. Labored means you are struggling to get something, and ease means you are comfortable. So both the things are actually, you can say, in contrast with each other. But still she has written that both, you can say, the sea holiday and the mother's laughter, they are actually belonging to the past of these people, and they are trying their best to get relief. But this relief is actually hard earned. They are trying their best to come out of the problems or the grief. Last paragraph. Now she has been dead nearly as many years as that girl lived, and of this circumstance there is nothing to say at all. It's silences. Now the third paragraph is actually telling us that the mother is no more. In the first paragraph we read that the mother was 12 years old when her photograph was taken by the uncle. In the second paragraph, we saw that the mother was in her 30s or 40s, and she was looking at her own photograph after 20-30 years. And in the last paragraph, we are told that the mother was dead. nearly as many years as that girl lived. What is the meaning of this line? As many years as that girl lived means, this means she actually died 12 years ago, because it is written here that as that girl lived in the picture, in the photograph, when the photograph was taken, the mother was 12 years old, and now poetess was looking at her mother's photograph after her death. And how many years she would have lost her mother for? She actually lost her for last 12 years, means for you can say 12 years ago she lost her mother, and the mother was dead. And of this circumstance there is nothing to say at all. This is again very important. This circumstance here means the death of the mother. And about this circumstance, about the incident of her mother's death, there is nothing to say at all, means she became speechless. She had no words to explain her grief, and that is why she has written, its silence silences. Again, sir sound is being repeated. Silence silences. It means that this is alliteration again. And alliteration is actually used here by the poetess to highlight the silence of death. Because of the death, because of the silence that was created by her mother's death, the life of the poetess Shirley Toulson has lost voice. Her life has become speechless. She has no words to speak. She has no words to explain or express her grief or sorrow because of the death of the mother. So, this is the end of the poem, a photograph. I hope you would have got a kind of summary or maybe a small idea about the poem written by Shirley Toulson, and we will discuss the questions in the next class, or maybe the text will be provided to you in the next class. Thank you very much. Take care of yourself. Bye. Thank you.